Yes, how can you get rid of stress? How can you get rid of stress? So you find that many times we are stressed because of different conditions or situations. But you need to understand that stress can affect you physically and also can affect you emotionally and also spiritually. So you need to get rid of stress. But how can you get rid of stress? To deal effectively with stress, you need to think about your physical health. Because if you're a person with high blood pressure and then you are stressed, you may end up dying. The way you interact with others, and your goals and priorities in life, that is what you consider to be truly important. So you need to deal with your stress. Number one, try to live one day at a time. Yes, I will repeat. Try to live one day at a time. When we read in the book of Matthew chapter 6 and then verse 34, Jesus teaches something about stress. It reads in Matthew chapter 6 and then verse 34, "Never be anxious about the next day, for the next day will have its own anxieties." This is number one reason as to why many people are stressed. They keep thinking about tomorrow. But Jesus is telling us that in Matthew chapter 6 and then verse 34, never be anxious about the next day, for the next day will have its own anxieties. Meaning, daily anxieties are part of life. But do not increase today's anxieties by adding tomorrow's to them. If you add tomorrow's to them, to this present day, then you will be stressed. Try to live one day at a time. Meaning, be stress-free on every day. Stress can cause you anxiety, so try this. First, recognize that some stress is inevitable. Yes, some stress is inevitable. So, when you know that in your heart, in your mind, that certain things are inevitable, then you will try to keep calm. Fleeting over things you cannot prevent increase your stress. Secondly, and understand that quite often things do not turn out the way we may fear they will. So try to live every day at a time. Try to live every day at a time. But also when we read in the book of James chapter 3 and then verse 17, James teaches us something that we need to put into consideration. The wisdom from above is reasonable. I will repeat. When you read James chapter 3 and then verse 7, it says that wisdom from above is reasonable. So meaning, what does it mean? It means that do not be perfectionist. Do not be a perfectionist. Avoid setting unrealistically high standards for yourself or others. So you need to set things that are realistic. Don't imagine things that cannot come true. Don't think about flying over the sky, if I have to say. So think about things that are real and then live every day like there is no tomorrow. Meaning that God will take care of the rest, because when you have the wisdom of God, you will try to live in a reasonable way. Be modest, set reasonable standards, and know both your limitations, if I may to tell you, and those of others. When you do this, you will reduce stress all around and even encourage greater success. Also keep a sense of humor. When you laugh, even when something goes wrong, you leave tension and also brighten your mood. So try to get wisdom from above. In other words, seek things that come from above. And then you need to know what stresses you. You need to examine it and also take away of how things are working in your life. What causes that stress? What stresses you? When you read in the book of Proverbs chapter 17 and then verse 27, it says that a discerning man will remain calm. meaning that you do not have to rush to anything, however much the situation may be big. But it says in Proverbs 17:27 that a discerning man will always remain calm, meaning that you have always to calm down no matter the problem. Negative emotion can cloud or clear your thinking, so try to stay calm. If you get any negative information, any negative thoughts, try to always calm down. Identify what stresses you and note your response. For example, when you feel stressed, note your thoughts. You have to note your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Perhaps even making a record of them. By becoming more aware of your response to stress, you may be able to deal with it more effectively. Also think of ways to eliminate stress things from your life. If that is unrealistic, look for ways to reduce their impact, perhaps by managing your task or time more efficiently. So when you know what stresses you, it will help you to manage that crisis. It will help you to manage that stress, because you need to establish a criteria to find ways of how you can solve that problem, to how you can solve that situation. Try to see things in a different light. When you start to see things in a different angle that is realistic, you will get rid of that stress. What stresses you may not stress someone else. The difference may be in a viewpoint. Consider these three regulations, if I may to say. Number one, do not be quick to assume bad motives. A person may cut ahead of you in line. If you attribute his act to rudeness, you may be upset. Instead, why not assume that this motive was good? You may be right. You understand? So see the positive side of a situation. A longer way to a doctor's office or airport is easier to bear if you use the time to do some reading or cut up a work email. So keep the big picture in mind. Ask yourself, will this problem be a big issue tomorrow or next week? Distinguish between minor or short-term issues and more serious ones. So that is how you can get rid of your stress. If I may to say, do not worry about tomorrow's problem or tomorrow, because every day comes with its own problems. Now, if you find this video useful, go ahead and hit the like button and also share with others so that they can be blessed. Don't forget to post your comment in the comment section below, and also hit the like button so that you can bless others. Repost this video and also share to others so that they can be blessed. Don't forget to follow me on my YouTube. Go to my profile and also subscribe to my YouTube for further teaching. Shalom.